Even more reasons to dump the traditional retirement planning model. All right, so I'm reading this study, and I don't have the front page. I don't know who did this, actually. I forgot, and it doesn't say. But it's very interesting. And the theory is, the theory of home production suggests that people will substitute away from consumption spending as the opportunity cost of time drops. All right, shifting away from consumption spending to home production allows people to smooth consumption in response to shocks in income. Interesting. Firstly, the drop in consumption spending at retirement that was long considered to be inconsistent with the prediction of the life cycle hypothesis may partially be explained by the increases in time spent in home production. Interesting. The drop in consumption spending at retirement that was long considered to be inconsistent with previous traditional retirement plannings may be partially explained by you basically making more of your stuff at home. And what they talk about is they say, when you're facing unemployment, you're facing a wealth shock, 2008, or you're retired, all of a sudden you start taking a little bit more care of what you're eating, what you're doing for your expenditures, what you're buying your clothes and whatnot. Now, you can't really make your own clothes, but you can not eat out as much and start doing home production. It's very interesting, too, because they say about 11%, you can reduce your total spending by 11% by basically substituting. In economics, we call the substitution effect. Ribeye is too expensive, I'm going to buy New York strip. New York strip's too expensive, I'm going to buy ground chuck. Ground chuck's too expensive, I'll buy turkey or something like that. That's called substitution effect. It works. It's just, people know what is too expensive. They know it's too expensive to drive to Charleston. I'm not going to do. I'll do a Zoom call. You know what I'm saying? This is just substitution effect. And people say when things get too pricey, I'm not going to do those things. But I still have to eat. I still have to have a house over my head. What do? Well, I'll replace it. Now, they say only about 11% of consumption spending can be replaced by home production. You can't replace, if you want to buy a new Georgia Tech t-shirt, I don't know how to make it. I'm not going to replace it. So what do? I don't substitute. I just keep my old crappy old shirt. You see what I'm saying? Still got my same underwear on from when I was in Panama, in 1990 or 89, something like that. Still wearing the same underwear because I'm like, I can't make underwear. I'm not going to replace it. I'm just going to wear the same one. And I haven't washed it either. But anyway, so what they do is they show... right here, a very interesting article, actually. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it'll bore you, but you can see I got lots of highlights. It's just right here. We point out the share of spending that can be replaced by home production is an important determinant of the ability to smooth consumption. Again, consumption smoothing is huge. Right now, I'm the peak of my consumption because all the kids and whatnot, and the home insurance, health insurance, the auto insurance, just everything. You know what I'm saying? At some point, it'll start going down steadily. In fact, I was just talking to some people the other day. We went to a kid's grad party. He said, yeah, man, once they moved from Georgia to Huntington Beach, California, he goes, once the kids were out of the house, it's like, man, we didn't spend hardly anything. And that's consumption smoothing. You just want to smooth your consumption so that way you don't have these huge peaks and valleys. But anyway, so what they have here is they have 2005. The average age on their study sample is about 71 years old. 2005, you can see dining out was $17.95. 2007, dining out was $17.61. But what happened next? 2009, dining out went to $14.72, and then 2011, it went up again. And so what happens is people start responding to the market decline, market crash, and whatnot. And this absolutely makes sense. But look at total consumption right here. Total consumption in 2005 was 40,000. Right there, 40,120. Total consumption in 2007 was 38,000, and this is not adjusted for inflation numbers. That's so basically not only do they consume less, they consume less in increasing inflated dollars, if that makes sense. Total consumption in 2009 went down to $36,000. 36. So it fell from basically $5,000, or $4,000 from 2005 to 2009. Not even adjusted for inflation. And then total consumption in 2000 right there, 2011 was $35,000. So over the course of 6 years, not in real dollars, in inflated dollars, in current dollars, I should say, total consumption dropped by $5,000. And that's with the average sample size of 70 years old, 70.8 years old. So the consumption dropped by $5,000, not adjusted for inflation. And it just proves it right there. It proves it right there. And they say substitution consumption was $4,800 in 2005. I.e., they said, I'm not going to buy the ribeye. I'm going to buy the New York strip. I'm not going to buy the prime cut. I'm going to buy the choice cut. And it's amazing to me. Housekeeping services dropped down because people, why are you going to pay for a housekeeper? You're not going to do dining out so much. Your gardening service went down. Your home repair services went down. It's amazing, actually. I just find it very, very interesting. So not only did people spending drop, it drops even more precipitously when we have a wealth shock. And one of the things that's amazing to me, what they talk about in here, was that the biggest people who dropped their wealth were those people who lost their credit limits because they're so used to, not their wealth, but dropped their consumption. They're so used to kind of living high on the hog. As in 2007, 8, and 9, when I remember that happened to me. My home equity line, USA was giving 105% loan to value on home equity line. It was crazy. And then literally you got a letter saying, we're not doing that anymore. You don't have any more. I remember I was working at USA at this point. We had letters or people calling in pissed, like, dude, I can't access my home equity line anymore. I said, yeah, you're maxed out. I said, what? I said, I had a line of $30,000 available to it. Not anymore. Because they dropped them. They said, no, we had, say you had a line of credit at $100,000 and you only owed $50,000 on it. You're like, all right, well, I got $50,000 available to me. Not only did you not have, no, you didn't. They dropped it to your whatever you owed is what the max line of credit was. Wasn't that crazy? I mean, so you thought you had $50,000 more disposable income at your need. I mean, as a loan, mind you, but still, you thought you had it. Nope. You had no more line anymore to draw on. I remember people were like, dude, I was relying on that money. We got it, but your loan to value is through the loan to value means the debt to the value of the home. So if you have $105,000, if you have $100,000 value of your home and you have $105,000 outstanding, USA, that was, you could do that. You could literally borrow $105,000 on a $100,000 home back then. And then they said, oh no, now we're not going to give you more than 50 or 60%, whatever it was. Hearing a weird noise. Anyway. Very interesting. That's why I just got to drop these traditional retirement models, because they're based on bad logic and just empirical evidence. It's not based on anything empirical. Now, love your thoughts. A lot more in this article. I'm not going to read it to you. Maybe I'll do it on my live stream tomorrow on Locals. So if you like what you hear here, you want to join Locals, where you got a smaller group of people just shooting the smoke, come on Locals. You can see this thing in the Doobie Dook, $5 a month. Love to have you. All right, we'll see you. God bless.